It's really an overview of Nigeria's experience with terrorism, that he has a 3-year action plan on countering violent extremism.
President Muhammadu Buhari returns home after 4-day meeting on sustainable peace and security in Jordan.
Where the security agencies will engage whoever is refusing to toe the line of peace. The ultimate goal is that there will be peace in that place. We will restore normalcy in that place.
Adamawa State Government takes steps to curtail attacks on villages in Demsa local government area.
So in terms of share volume, 30% increase in terms of earnings should help our budget, should also create enough incentive for investments in terms of
OPEC decision on extension of Nigeria's exemption from production cap is no threat to 2018 budget projections, says Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. Attention again focuses on issues affecting persons with disability as Nigeria joins the world to mark the 2017 International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Good evening, glad to have you join us on NTA Network News. I am Sheung Olagunju. Nigeria's aspirations for the 2018 budget from the oil and gas sector is not threatened by the decision of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. This is the assurance from the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Dr. Emmanuel Ibe Kachiko, as OPEC moves to institutionalize its cooperation framework with non-OPEC producers in sustaining the stability of the global oil market. Energy correspondent Hawa Saliu Adaba, just back from the 173rd conference of OPEC in Vienna, gives an overview of the meeting.
Call him the silent strategist and you won't be wrong. The man, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi Barkindo, heading affairs at the OPEC Secretariat in Vienna, who in the last 1 year has driven OPEC back to its rightful place in directing the oil market and global economy. From barely over $20 per barrel, the price of crude oil has grown steadily to $60 and above as a result of collective resolve by oil producers, OPEC and non-OPEC, to work together. A developing trend demonstrated by oil producers of crude oil in the last 1 year is the strength of cooperation, one which stakeholders agree is needed if the return of optimism and confidence in the global oil industry is to be sustained. A resolve which the 173rd conference of the organization, which also featured the third OPEC and non-OPEC meeting, assessed with a consensus of progress. However, to avoid backsliding, a caveat was emphasized.
So to achieve our goals on a sustainable basis, I call on all of you to stay the course, with each member country taking full responsibility for its own contributions. And to protect the long-term interests of consumers, we must invest in capacity.
Head of the Nigerian delegation puts the implication of the conference decisions on Nigeria into perspective.
At current numbers, we're going to be hopefully making quite a lot of money. Our base budget was on the base of 42, 45. Now we're looking at swing numbers of about 62, 63. So in terms of share volume, 30% increase in terms of earnings should help our budget, should also create enough incentive for investments in terms of returns for oil companies. Those investments will translate to a lot of investments in the oil sector, provide jobs, obviously provide opportunities.
Though OPEC industry watchers say is back in the driver's seat, some analysts question its sustainability. However, the declaration of support by other producers such as Egypt outside the non-OPEC group perhaps could put to rest the doubt of OPEC consolidating the renewed confidence in the oil industry and global economy. I'm Hawa Salihu Adama, NTA News.
Still on the oil sector, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has again emphasized that there is no plan to increase the prices of petroleum products, both at the ex-depot level and the pump, ahead of the forthcoming Yuletide. The NNPC, in a release, says that the ex-depot petrol prices of 133 naira 38 kobo per litre and the pump price of 143 and 145 naira per litre have not changed. NNPC says it has enough stock of fuel to ensure seamless supply and distribution of products across the country. The corporation enjoins motorists and other users of petroleum products to disregard trending rumours of an impending fuel price hike in some online news platforms, saying it has the full commitment of all downstream stakeholders, including petroleum marketers and industry unions, to cooperate in achieving zero fuel scarcity this season and beyond. The NNPC enjoins motorists not to engage in panic buying or indulge in the dangerous practice of stocking petroleum products in jerry cans at home. Now to security matters. President Muhammadu Buhari has returned to Abuja after a 4-day visit to the Kingdom of Jordan. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the president, accompanied by the governors of Kogi, Niger and Osun states, as well as the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyama, arrived at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at about 2 o'clock Monday afternoon. He was received on arrival by the Minister of the FCT, Mohammed Musa Bello, the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations, Habila Joshak, and other senior government officials. While in Jordan, President Buhari co-hosted the Aqaba retreat on counter-terrorism and violence extremism alongside the Jordanian monarch King Abdullah II. At the meeting, attended by dozens of West African leaders and representatives from Europe, Asia and North America, far-reaching measures were taken towards addressing the menace of terrorism for sustainable peace, security and development in the countries. Some members of the Nigerian delegation described the summit as a worthwhile undertaking.
It was really an overview of Nigeria's experience with terrorism, that he has a 3-year action plan on countering violent extremism, and all the other initiatives he's launched, the MDAs, ministries, departments and agencies in Nigeria that he's directed to include in their work plan activities related to, countering violent extremism. He also briefed them on the military situation in the Northeast and, how that is going, and the nature of the conflict that is, taking place in the Northeast. And, of course, he also talked about the humanitarian, aspects of, of the challenges there. So it was really an overview of Nigeria's experience with terrorism.
Nigeria is taking home experiences from other nations, and hopefully within the next few weeks or next few months, there's going to be a coordinated position on how to address most of the challenges based on experiences, based on peculiarities of nations. I believe there's a secretariat that is left behind to coordinate. I also understand a second meeting will be called for ministers so that they sit down and harmonize their various positions as regards to how it affects their nations.
The impression I have from this particular meeting is this: a global problem, terrorism of this nature, requires global solution. It is not all about using force in combating terrorism. Terrorism came about by way of ideology. Develop your own ideology to counter the ideology that they came up about in radicalizing the youths. Also, providing jobs for the teeming youths that we have in the country. All these we are doing in Kogi State, and that is why we are recording a lot of successes in combating crimes and criminality in Kogi State.
In the meantime, past commanders of the counterinsurgency and counter-terrorism operations in the Northeast are at a retreat in Abuja. It's a gathering for intelligence and experience sharing by past frontliners in the theatre of war to build better strategies for the future. Ronke Kolawole reports that the platform was another opportunity to restate commitment to the welfare of troops, particularly in the front line of war.
As destructive as the activities of Boko Haram are in northeast Nigeria, the nation's armed forces continue to overhaul counterinsurgency and terrorism strategies to decisively decimate the insurgents and return peace to the affected region. Now that the insurgents have been largely degraded and captured territories reclaimed by the Nigerian military, normalcy is returning, resulting in the resuscitation of socio-economic activities. This is why the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, believes the experience of past commanders of the counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations is key to identify operational command, leadership and logistic challenges of the various field commanders to strengthen the future operations.
The counter-terrorism operation that is ongoing in the Northeast, which is equally being fought or being conducted by our neighboring countries, is going to last for some time. That was why the multinational joint task force was established.
On post-insurgency criminalities, which may arise after Boko Haram war is finally won, General Buratai said the armed forces are up to the task. Director General, Nigerian Army Resource Center, said participants were carefully selected in tune with the mission of the retreat.
Every effort was made to give representation to both combat and non-combat commanders, as all have their unique challenges, roles and experiences to share.
About 100 past commanders will brainstorm for 5 days. Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
Still on terrorism, 2 villages in Demsa local government area of Adamawa State have been attacked by suspected herdsmen. As at the time of this report, the number of casualties and property destroyed are yet to be ascertained. However, Rayan Butler reports that government has taken security measures to prevent escalation of the attack.
The attack on Lawaru and Dong villages, which occurred early Monday morning, was halted by security agents from further escalation. Arising from an emergency security meeting, the Commissioner, Ministry of Information and Strategy, Adamawa State, Ahmad Sajo, said additional 400 policemen have been deployed to the areas. This is in addition to the deployment of Army and air logistics support from the Nigerian Air Force. He explained government's commitment towards engendering peace and normalcy in the crisis areas.
We're taking the soft approach, which is trying to reach out to people we can talk to so that the situation does not escalate. But we are also authorizing the hard approach, where the security agencies will engage whoever is refusing to toe the line of peace. The ultimate goal is that there will be peace in that place. We will restore normalcy in that place.
On his part, the Secretary to the Adamawa State Government, Umar Buba Bindir, says, apart from mobilizing more security personnel to the areas, a meeting of traditional and political leaders have been called to turn around the fortunes of the state.
I think what we're putting on the table is how do we evolve a viable economy, a modern economy, a productive economy, a peaceful and united economy out of a state platform where it is possible.
In Yola, Rayan Ubala, NTA News.
The internally displaced persons camp, IDP camp in Durumi, Abuja, came alive as students of Payseta schools Durumi visited the camp to meet other children and make donations to alleviate their plight. Victor Azu reports.
These children at the school in Durumi IDP camp began their day like every other, but it was to become a brighter day. As soon as the pupils and students of Payseta schools arrived at the camp, the excitement was palpable. Originally from Bama and Goza local governments in Borno State, most of them are orphans who lost their parents through the insurgency in the northeast. With the goodwill of the students who came in with a variety of gift items including cash, Christmas virtually started early for IDPs in Durumi camp. All the items here were put together by the pupils and students of Pesata schools in line with a culture of philanthropy which the school has been known for in its 15 years of existence. Proprietors of the schools say the gesture is a way of helping the children pull through these difficult times.
That shows the strength of our country, that Nigeria is a strong, united and peaceful nation.
With the time they spent together, saying goodbye evoked mixed feelings for both parties, who took consolation by singing.
The Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Nsima Ekere, has called on the people of the Niger Delta region to appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari for supporting the execution of developmental projects in the region. Mr. Ekere was speaking at the commissioning of the Otoke and the Tubu Internal Road Network, both in Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State. Emmanuel Lene reports.
The construction of the Otoke Internal Roads Phase 2 with rigid pavement and dual side drain, as well as the Atubu Road Network, all in Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State, were awarded in January 2015, but were completed in 2017 following the determination of the present management of the Commission to complete all ongoing projects undertaken by the Commission. Managing Director of the NDDC, Nsima Ekere, underscored the importance of the project to the strategic position of Ogbia in Nigeria's history. The NDDC boss, while noting the determination of the Buhari-led government to extend development projects to all parts of the state, called for support to the Commission.
I think the people of this community should be very grateful to President Muhammadu Buhari. It takes a president with a large heart to continue to extend developmental projects to all parts of this country.
Meanwhile, the Managing Director of the NDDC, Nsima Ekere, has assured that the 25-kilometer Ogbia-Nembi Road will be completed before the end of the year.
I've been informed that the project will be completed finally on the 10th of December.
This is the first time in the history of this state that we are having a road directly from Ogbia leading to Nembi. So for us, we are happy.
The road project is a joint partnership between the NDDC and Shell Petroleum Development Company. Mr. Ekere used the opportunity to pay an unscheduled visit on former President Goodluck Jonathan in Otoke, in Ogbia local government area of Bayelsa State. Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
Time for a break now. Correspondent examines government's effort and challenges of persons with disabilities. Details after this time out.
Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) hereby informs the general public that shareholders that are yet to register for the ongoing free e-dividend registration should approach their banks or registrars to mandate the bank accounts for the collection of their dividend electronically, including unclaimed dividends not exceeding 12 years of issue. The free registration, sponsored by SEC, closes on 31st December 2017. Furthermore, investors that bought shares of the same company during public offers using different names are given forbearance up till 31st December 2017 to approach their stockbrokers or registrars to regularize their shareholdings in line with the Securities and Exchange Commission's rules on customer identification. Thereafter, all shares not regularized shall be transferred on trust to the Capital Market Development Fund. These are part of the Securities and Exchange Commission's initiative to further improve investors' benefit and confidence in the Nigerian capital market.
Welcome to Zamfara, where opportunities meet commitment. The more than 6 years of Abdul Aziz Abubakar Yari, the people's governor, reflects new dawn, new opportunities, progress, new hope, and of course, the transformed Zamfara state. Education, health, roads, water supply, and road transformation. Name it. Abdul Aziz Yari leads for others to follow. His vision and mission tied around implementing the President Buhari's change mantra to Zamfara people. Carry on, the people's governor. Zamfara, the pride of the nation. This message is brought to you by Arewa Media Group.
On behalf of the government and good people of Kano State, His Excellency Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje heartily welcomes the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, to Kano State for a working visit on Wednesday, 6 December 2017. During this historic maiden visit, President Muhammadu Buhari will commission, inspect and lay foundation stone of numerous developmental projects undertaken by Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. President Buhari will commission the Panshekara by Madobi Junction underpass, 250 bed capacity Giginyi Specialist Hospital, 250 bed capacity Pediatric Hospital in Zuro, 25 to 30 metric tons capacity fertilizer blending plant at Casco. The President will also inspect the ongoing construction of 2,000 two-bedroom affordable housing units, Ofarua Interchange, first and the largest ultra-modern integrated skills acquisition center. He will also lay the foundation stone for the construction of over 10,000 wholesale and retail shops capacity Kano Economic City. Kano welcomes you, sir. Marhaban Lale, Announcer Alhaji Usman Alhaji, Secretary to Kano State Government.
The general public is hereby notified that the National Judicial Council is conducting a pension verification exercise of our retired judicial officers and retired staff of the judiciary who are currently on its payroll. The affected judicial officers are as follows: all retired federal judicial officers, all retired state judicial officers, all retired judicial staff of the First Republic, regional government and states created in 1967 and 1976, whose pension administration and payment have been transferred in 2007. From the Office of the Head of Service of the Federation to the National Judicial Council. Newly retired federal and state judicial officers who are yet to receive their retirement benefits are to kindly appear before the National Judicial Council for the verification exercise in the 6 geopolitical zones from 27 November to 15 December 2017 with the following documents: letter of first appointment, letter of last promotion, letter of retirement, certified true copy of record of service, last pay slip, birth certificate, clearance of indebtedness, and 2 recent passport photographs. For inquiries, call 0803-786-8730. Signed, Management.
Technology used to be for the rich, but then one company made it affordable to all Nigerians and pioneered per-second billing. As the nation accelerated into the future, data became the new currency. But at what cost? Glo is offering unmatched data values, giving you the unfair advantage. 100 Naira now gives you 90 megabytes, 200 Naira 250 megabytes, 500 Naira 2 gigabytes, 1,000 Naira 4 gigabytes, 2,500 Naira 12.5 gigabytes, 5,000 Naira 30 gigabytes. By using their massive world-class infrastructure, Glo delivers high-quality, affordable data that benefits everyone. The power is in your hands. What you choose to do with it is up to you. Dial *777#. The largest data network. Glo, Grandmasters of Data.
Madonna University, founded by Reverend Father Professor E.M.P. Ede, is the first-class science private university in Nigeria and the first Catholic university in West Africa sub-region, with 3 campuses in Elele, River State, Okija, Anambra State, and Akbugo, Enugu State, citadel of academic excellence and sound moral, free of strike and cultism. Madonna University already has many faculties, including College of Medicine, Pharmacy, Health Sciences, Basic Medical Sciences, Social Sciences, Management Sciences, Education and Arts, Engineering and Law. The university is currently admitting undergraduate and postgraduate students for 2017-2018 academic session. Prospective candidates who score up to 120 and above in the UTME are eligible to apply, including those who did not choose the university in their JAMB applications. For further inquiries, call 0813-718-0957 or visit our website www.madonnauniversity.edu.ng. Madonna University, an institution with difference.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant. To achieve our creed as we promise, we shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Wake up on a Mocha mattress and wake up to feeling good.
Slavery is an evil practice abolished all over the world over 200 years ago. But today, human traffickers are selling human beings as slaves in Africa. It is your responsibility to make sure that you and the people you know do not fall into slavery. Don't believe fake promises of jobs abroad.
People went to say Libya, Italy no use you when they carry me on top water. 4 days now they lock me for inside house, no food, no water. I nearly die. Now God, when me heaven and earth, now save me. If you get 1 naira for Nigeria, you get junior one, you say you no get papa, you no get mama, now make you come out. I beg go they do farm work. You better pass person when enter road.
Don't accept to travel to Europe through the Sahara Desert. You may be walking into slavery. Don't be a slave.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Thanks for staying with us on the Network News. We kick off this segment with politics. The formal declaration by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar of his defection to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, from the All Progressives Congress, APC, attracted a lot of mixed reactions from the political environment of Nigeria, especially against the backdrop of Atiku's political career with changing camps in party politics. In this special report, political correspondent Abdullahi Garba Kudu has an insight into the sphere of thought.
They believe that, the party...
If there is Nigeria's version of Guinness Book of Record, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar will make the list as one politician who has a stint in 4 different political parties under the present political dispensation. From PDP in 1999 to AC in 2007, back to PDP in 2010 and APC in 2014, and returned to PDP in 2017. Perhaps that is why some politicians tag him as a serial defector. In today's Nigeria's politics, Atiku's disposition as a politician in this light perhaps attracted the attention of political analysts the more because of the coveted office of the Vice President of Nigeria he has held. But the former Vice President described his action as not abnormal.
It's normal, particularly in an evolving democratic process like our own. It's normal. There is nothing abnormal there. There is nothing irregular there. It's normal. Even in advanced, democracies, they do it. Moving from one party to the other. I mean, some do it because of their interests. Some do it because of their beliefs. They believe that, the party they are in does not represent, their views.
Political analysts, however, believe there are more to it.
Forget about all the rhetorics and the rantings and all the things he's saying about the economy not good, APC not living up to its electoral promises. He's part of the rot. I mean, he cannot distance himself from whatever malaise and challenges and quagmire the country has found itself, particularly in the last 18 years. But having said that, the bottom line is that the reality is he wanted to contest in 2019. He is 71 years old and he knew if he missed it in 2019, he may as well kiss that ambition goodbye.
This poverty of ideology inherent in Nigeria's party politics, analysts say, is one task the political elite and political system itself has ever remained Herculean for it to be addressed. In Abuja, Abdullahi Garba Kudu, NTA News.
I'm now being joined in the studio by a clinical psychologist, Samuel Jinadu, to speak on the latest decision of the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, to join the PDP. Thanks for joining us on the Network News.
Thank you.
Now, these movements by the former Vice President, any psychological explanations?
Well, for me, first of all, as a citizen, he has the right to, move allegiance or be a member of any group, or not just in any individual at all, but considering the motivation behind the actions, it seems to be a desperate move to get a platform to achieve one's goal. So him moving from one party to the other, if you look at his movement, basically it's just between two parties. APC was formerly AC before, coming together. So it's just realigning himself to a suitable position for him to gain advantage for clinging to power.
Some may argue about party loyalty, discipline, and the place of integrity in this movement. What's your take on this?
Well, the Nigerian politics have value issue. There is serious deterioration of values when it comes to the Nigerian politics. The politicians don't really have value themselves, and the political parties, there is no clear-cut ideological difference between the political parties, unlike in different clans where you hear Democrats and other parties that have clear-cut distinctions. But the Nigerian political sphere doesn't have that. So an individual can easily move from one party to the other without necessarily shifting any ideas that he or she is having. So it's just, what suits you. In politics, they say you don't have permanent enemy, you only have permanent interest. So long you have that interest, you can always switch position to look at which advantage you can cling on to get.
As we saw in that report, he was talking about it being part of democracy. Do you think it is healthy or good for democracy in Nigeria?
Well, for me, I wouldn't say it's good for democracy in Nigeria. I would rather say it's good for democracy in Nigeria. But one other thing I would want to emphasize is that there is need for a clear-cut political difference in terms of political parties. There's need for our politicians to respect the fact that that the party that brings them to office, they need to be loyal to that platform. Irrespective of whether it's serving your interests or not, you need to show loyalty so that you don't look like somebody who, by the time you get to power, there's a desperate move for you to recover what you've invested in, the journey towards power. So for me, I think there is need for our politicians to be sincere to the values that they uphold, because APC have somewhat different values from the PDP. So if you're shifting from one party to the other, then it seems to suggest that you're not being very straightforward.
We appreciate your insight. Thank you for joining us on the Network News. Samuel Jinadu is a clinical psychologist. He joined me to discuss the latest joining of APC by the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. Moving on now, living with disabilities has remained one of the major challenges that continually threaten human existence and the attainment of meaningful development. This has led to national and global attention towards addressing issues affecting persons with disabilities. As Nigeria joins the world to celebrate the 2017 International Day of Persons with Disabilities, Franca Uzoma Olua examines their challenges and government's efforts to tackle them.
Persons with disabilities are people with long-term physical, mental and intellectual or sensory impairment, which prevent them from participating fully in societal development. Over the years, disability has been strongly linked with poverty and seen as a disadvantage that limits people's access to basic services.
There are no roads when the disabled person, you follow, enter this place, because the place is getting high-rising.
Some of the students, those that are fully sighted, they find it difficult to come close to me as a visually impaired. They might reason maybe I'm different from them.
You need money, so much money to do so much things. What someone who is seeing can do with 1 naira, you need 10 naira to do.
But Mr. Donald Unanka, a writer, artist, and an online entrepreneur, says disability is just a mindset.
I've learned to live above my disability. I've seen disability as an obstacle, and I believe in breaking obstacles. I believe in breaking barriers.
Breaking the barriers of disability perhaps informs the theme of this year's celebration, transformation towards sustainable and resilient society for all.
The objective of this year's celebration in Nigeria aims to promote an understanding of disability issues and mobilize support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of persons with disabilities.
The presentation of assistive devices and empowerment tools by the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development to people with disabilities is designed to give the likes of Sunday Garta a sense of belonging.
Since he got this tricycle, he can go and look for work. Because although he is doing work, but now he can go and look for another work.
And a new lease of life for people with disabilities with the launch of an advocacy tool on disability etiquette leaflet to ease interaction and provide basic ways in which Nigerians can meet their needs. Franca Uzoma Olua, NTA News.
Fuel scarcity hits Sokoto. We'll join our Sokoto studio for more details. Good evening. It's over to you. Welcome to Sokoto. Additional police personnel have been redeployed to Zamfara State to man the newly created 5 mobile police units in the state. Ibrahim Idris announced this during a visit to the state, where Jamilu Ibrahim reports.
Ibrahim Idris, represented by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of logistics and supply, Maigari Dukku, was in Zamfara State to commiserate with the government and people of the state over the recent fresh attacks by armed bandits on some communities in Shinkafi and Maradu local government areas of the state, which resulted in monumental loss of lives and wanton destruction of properties. DIG Dukku, received at Government House by Governor Abdulaziz Yari, informed the governor of the recent redeployment of additional police personnel and establishment of 5 units command in the state to reinforce the ongoing effort in addressing the security challenges. Responding, Governor Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar applauded the effort of the police and other security agencies in the fight against crime and reiterated the state government's commitment to continue supporting them in curbing the menace of insecurity in the state. The Deputy Inspector General of Police also visited the Emir of Gusau, Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, where he underscored the vital role being played by the traditional rulers in ensuring security of lives and properties of people in their domains, and urged them to maintain the tempo. At the State Police Command, DIG Dukku charged men and officers of the force to be more alive to their responsibilities, saying the present leadership of the force has adopted various initiatives aimed at improving their welfare. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Motorists in Sokoto have decried the hike in the pump price of petroleum product as scarcity of the commodity hit the state. Sheikh Muhammad has the situation report.
Investigations by NTA News reveal that the scarcity is caused by shortage in the supply of the product to the state. It was gathered that just about 10 petrol tankers came into the state as against 30 tankers before the scarcity. As a result of this development, long queues of vehicles were seen at filling stations, with some of the independent marketers hiking the price of the commodity. A litre of fuel now sells between 165 to 170 naira at some of the filling stations.
I discovered there is no difference between all these oil filling stations and the black market. I have spent more than 3 hours there waiting for fuel.
When contacted, State Chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, Alhaji Suleiman Magaji AP, defended his members from the arbitrary increase in the pump price, saying they obtained the commodity at exorbitant price. Head of Operations of the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, Nuruddin Abdullahi, says everything is being done to arrest the situation.
We are hoping by next week we will not see any queue anywhere in Nigeria.
Investigation shows that Sokoto State have over 200 filling stations in the metropolis, but only 20 of them are currently selling the product. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Datti, NTA News.
And that's our package from Sokoto. Is back to Shehu in Abuja for more on Network News. Good evening. Mao, and we will head now to Lagos, where Ademola is standing by with stories trending there. Hello, Ademola. Good to see you.
Thank you, Sheung. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. Local manufacturers in the country have been urged to take advantage of the social media in marketing their products to the world. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed made the remark during the flag-off of the Southwest campaign on patronizing Made in Nigeria Goods exhibition in Lagos. Rotimi Oluwagbemi compiled the report.
Patronizing Made in Nigerian goods and services have been described as a veritable tool towards diversification of the economy. This will not only amount to job creation, but will attract foreign exchange to the country. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed said diversification of the country's economy from oil to non-oil products is key to the revitalization of the economy. He expressed government's commitment to creating an enabling environment that will assist the local manufacturers in promoting their goods.
The federal government is institutionalizing the patronage of Made in Nigeria products by ministries, departments, and agencies through the review of the Bureau of Public Procurement Act to make it mandatory for the ministries, departments, and agencies to patronize local products.
The promotion of Made in Nigeria products and services will definitely stimulate and grow and promote innovation in our micro, small, and medium enterprises, and also boost financial inclusion and overall security of the country.
Lagos State Governor Akumi Ambode, represented by the Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, commended the federal government for initiating the program.
The awareness campaign must, however, be reinforced by policies and programs that will boost local production, stimulate export.
Some of the stakeholders at the event comment.
If we can buy Made in Nigeria goods, a lot of industries will come back.
Let the government have an agency that can be an off-takers of all Nigerian products.
The minister, in company of other stakeholders, inspected products at the exhibition stand.
The president of Dangote Group of Companies, Aliko Dangote, has been decorated with the highest national honor of the Republic of Congo-Brazzaville. This was at the unveiling of a new 1.5 million metric tons per annum Dangote cement plant in Congo-Brazzaville. Abolade Salami, who witnessed the unveiling, now reports.
The 1.5 million metric tons cement plant is built to double the total cement production capacity of Congo-Brazzaville, which stands at 2.55 million metric tons per annum. President Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, says the inauguration of the 1.5 million metric tons cement plant will assist in reducing importation with a drive to boost Congo's economy and create employment opportunities down the value chain.
As a matter of fact, our total production capacity across Africa at the end of May 2017 stood at 45.8 million tons per annum, making us one of the biggest cement producers on the continent. Our aspiration is to actually rank among the 10 top cement producers in the world by 2020 when our other projects are completed.
President of the Republic of Congo, Denis Sassou Nguesso, through an interpreter, and Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the Minister of Solid Minerals, Kayode Fayemi, commended Dangote Cement PLC in its contribution to the development of the country.
As a matter of fact, Nigeria achieved self-sufficiency in local cement production in 2015, and we're now a net exporter of cement to other countries in Africa.
High point of the event was the unveiling of the factory with a tour around the production centers. President Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, was later decorated with the country's Merit National Award by the Congolese president for his immense contribution to human development. From Mfila in Congo-Brazzaville, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. It's now time for commercial break. The news continues shortly. Stay with us.
Tastiest Blue Band with vitamins A, D, E, B6, B12, folic acid, and niacin. So important for kids' growth and development.
You can
can tell they're from a Blue Band home.
Spread every slice and give your kids the vitamins they need.
It feels good in my heart, in my soul, and I feel right beside me. I don't ever want this day to end. No one can stop me when I taste the feeling.
Please come join us. Mom says we have more than enough.
Wherever you may travel, whoever you will be with, we wish you a supreme Christmas. Be Supreme, Nigeria.
Mom, I want spaghetti, I want rice, beans and stew.
Yam and sauce?
Meeting different meal requests within budget can be complex. With Devon Kings, that's no longer difficult. Devon Kings cooking oil brings great value with a perfect pack for your daily, weekly or monthly shopping. So get great value from quality cooking oil for tasty meals.
Jollof rice.
This is great food.
This is great value.
Thank you, Mama.
Lola, wake up! Wake up, Joe! Why they call your man for dream?
Oh, Psychos way better dream. When my man don't arrange correct wakis. You smell am?
Our mangozi food they smell like this, so.
Eh.
Oh, go charge, Joe.
Mangozi.
I declare you.
Me now.
Mr. Chef Seasoning Cubes and Powders, they bring out the real taste of home for every food, like the way Mama they make them. Mr. Chef, the taste of tradition.
Mr. Chef.
When I wake every morning, oh my book on my dress, yo. I'm feeling good, even better than my best, yo. I am feeling good.
Wake up on a Mocha mattress and wake up to feeling good.
One, two, three, get it. Where the B-boys at? Where the hip-hop at? Where the B-boys at?
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1. Sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness.
Where is the pulp? The pulp. Where is the pulp? Where is the pulp?
Taste the goodness of real orange pulp in every gulp.
Where is the pulp?
Five Alive Pulpy Orange, now in your neighborhood.
Today, Ariel will show you how to save more in these tough times.
Why this powder? It's pretty good and money's tight. But Ariel gives better cleaning with less powder.
Impossible.
Come with me.
Spaghetti sauce, chocolate drink.
For these tough stains, I'll need 1, 2, and just 1 handful of Ariel. New Ariel gives better stain removal with less powder.
That's real savings. Ariel removes tough stains better in one wash.
You're welcome back. Time now for business news with Amina Najim.
Good evening and glad to have you join us on Business News. The federal government says it will henceforth sanction deposit money banks, exporters and other stakeholders involved in delay of repatriation of export proceeds. The sanction is contained in a new import-export guidelines unveiled by the federal government. As a result, the CBN will begin to sanction banks for delay in remitting export proceeds made by exporters to relevant Central Bank of Nigeria's accounts. Exporters and importers are also liable to heavy sanctions for any delay in repatriating exports proceeds and payment of certain levies according to the guidelines. Following public holiday last Friday, today marks the first trading day of December. So far, the rally has been an impressive year-to-year gain of 41.9%, making it Africa's biggest performing stock market. Nigeria is expecting over 240 billion naira revenue from the sale of cocoa this year, as demand for the product soars in global markets. The country is expected to produce over 300,000 metric tons of the produce this year because of favorable weather experienced in the last quarter of the year. According to exporters operating in the Lagos port, a large chunk of cocoa has been exported this year. Also said a large production of the beans would be witnessed this year in West Africa. That concludes business news for this hour. The bulletin continues shortly. I am Amina Hussein.
We will take our last break now. Please stay with us.
Irregular migration and modern-day slavery is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. All sides of the coin on the table. NTA Tuesday Live promises to be incisive, informative, and educating. Don't be told.
Our job is not about us. It's about them. It's all about staying focused under pressure. So a headache, no way. When in pain, tough people rely on Panadol Extra. Panadol Extra, giving you pain-relieving power. When pain is gone, life takes its place.
And make una plan well.
Know the facts. Modern family planning methods are safe and effective. You and your partner can plan when to have a child.
Talk to your partner. Let them know you support using a modern family planning method.
Go! Get a modern family planning method today. There's a method that is right for you and your partner.
Know, talk, go. Get it together. Get it together for a brighter future.
This Get It Together campaign is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health.
Early morning, heard the winning numbers, baby.
Toti Prima got me feeling like a winner, honey.
Every step I take makes the whole world come alive. Just 100 naira and I came up as a winner.
Makes me wanna shout, makes me wanna do a jig dance.
Toti Prima got my back and now I feel alive.
I'ma be dreaming, cause I can win.
Where there's a dream, there should be Toti Prima. Join the Toti Prima family and start winning. Simply buy a 100 naira ticket from any Toti Prima vendor or visit www.totiprimaloto.com.ng. Toti Prima. Dream, win.
Can you see it?
Thank you, honey, for being such a blessing to me and our family.
Mama, happy, happy days. Good
Youth Initiative Against Corruption presents CYIAC Corruption Busters, an initiative to promote culture of integrity in children, youth, and adults towards achieving global goals in 2030. Join us for the launch and movie premiere of CYIAC Corruption Busters to mark United Nations International Anti-Corruption Day. Date 9 December 2017. Time 3 p.m. Venue Filmhouse IMAX Cinema, Bisola Durosimi Eti Drive, Lekki Phase 1, Lekki. Visit www.cyiac.com for details. Download CYIAC app to join our conversation and watch live stream of the event. Let's join hands together to make our nation great again. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
For the last 24 years, NAFDAC has made steady progress in ensuring that the health of the nation is protected. Our collective responsibility is eliminating substandard, falsified, and unsafe drugs, medical devices, foods, and water.
I urge all Nigerians to support NAFDAC in safeguarding our health. God bless Nigeria.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Thank you. Time now for Sports Update with Dende Sunny.
The Nigeria Referees Association